Hello, parents. Welcome to our personal sharing session on how to engage young learners to do home learning activities. And this session is for parents who have children from 2 to 4 years old. Basically, they are bookies related activity. And I took pleasure in creating these activities that is related to books, and it involves like art and craft and basically hands-on activities. So like one of our favorite author is Eric Carle and Michael Rosen. So for Eric Carle, we love reading the book like Very Hungry Caterpillar and Brown Bear, Brown Bear. What do you see? So like for example, like for Very Hungry Caterpillar, I uh I I actually give him the opportunity to learn from days of the week from Monday to Sunday and also colors and the letter C. And for this about bear, okay, we read the book on we are going on a bear hunt and we did some activities related to that. And this one is actually a nursery rhyme song and we did a bear craft. So like where is the green sheep is also one of my favorite local favorite author, Man Fox. So I got him to actually to paint the sheep using the hand, and the book about snail, we did a craft, and also we did some activities related to the book. So when they are 2 to 3, I love doing book related activities. It could be like simple art and craft, sensory, or even like do a dot activities. So like this book that we borrowed from the library, so it's about salt, I believe so, and it's about color. So I just uh, draw the shape of the socks and then get him to decorate. So I think this was when he was 18 months old. And our favorite Elmer book, so I get them to paint Elmer. And then the Rainbow Fish is also one of our favorite books. Also got them to do. I think this is a ice painting. Yes. So I freeze uh the freeze the water and with colored water, and then it became ice, and then I get them to do ice cube painting. And this one is also a very simple craft. This is actually a terrarium. Yeah. Okay, so for 2 to 3 years old, you can introduce simple concepts like shapes, colors, numbers through some hands-on activities. So it is also related to books like Fan Shape. So I got my 2 years old back then to, make a shape craft. This is actually a Chinese activity related to the story. And these are shapes activities. Yeah, so I actually make use of the shape blocks to make the craft, and the color activities. I even make a sensory rice bottle that was very popular back then. So basically, right, if you ask me from 2 to 3, after doing all these activities, what is the learning outcome? Basically, right, is to actually develop their fine motor skills, and also um, it's not really for them to recognize the words or how to spell the word, not yet, but rather to expand their vocabulary, like, oh, this is red, oh, this is triangle, oh, this is square, oh, this is circle, oh, this is rectangle, something like that. So it's not really to get them to recognize the word that, oh, my child at 2 or 3 can recognize the word red. No. Okay, so usually for most kids, word recognition comes through constant reading, a good reading habit, and a strong phonics foundation. Then they will be able to read better. Okay, so that will becomes between the advanced one will be about 4, and then usually most of them will be able to read about 5 to 7. So I also introduce concepts like not really concepts, but words like uh vegetables, okay, carrots, and then again like fruits. Okay, so you can also introduce fruits, vegetables to your child at 2 to 3. Okay, so basically is to exposure to these sets of good vocabulary. And also like color, green. What items are green? So like leaf. Yes. Again, Elmer is our favorite book, and then Monster. So I just get them to do an art and craft. So sometimes if you do not want to print, you can actually draw. You can buy these goggly eyes to paste to get a child to paste on it. Yes, they love this kind of 3D manipulatives. Do we call that manipulatives? Yes. Also, from 2 to 3, I enjoy doing nursery rhyme with with them. So like row a boat. So we do some counting related activities. So like wheels on the bus. Yes, I got him to play with some of these materials, some toys. Yes, and also we enjoy doing sensory activity when they are younger. So now I rarely post about sensory activity because they have passed the stage actually. Yeah, and Oliver Jeffels' book on how to catch a star. So I get black beans, and last time this brand called Safari, I think. Yes, it's very popular back then. So basically, it's more of like play, and you can actually prepare some spoon or ladles to practice to get them to practice scooping, and this would definitely help them in their fine motor skill. So this, I think we are learning about raindrop or something, and I get them to use dropper. Yes, actually dropper is a very good activity. So you can get a child to, you know, play with the dropper, and this help to develop their fine motor skill. So basically this one I think is the foam is from Topping Kids, and then get them to use the dropper to create the rain effect. Okay, so for 3 to 4 years old, I started introducing phonics, beginning sound, and letter recognition to my child, to my children, to my boys. And again, I also make use of book-related activities to further their learning and play. So for phonics and letter recognition, like for letter A, we read books related to aeroplanes, apples, okay, and we did some sensory activities and craft. So we also went through the phonics like A is eh, and then for letter V, this is actually for letter recognition. So I get materials like straws and pom-pom to decorate the letters. So this helped him to recognize the letter. But for 3 to 4, phonics uh, sound beginning phonics sound is more important first. After that, you go through letter recognition, or they can do it concurrently. So like teaching letter I and the sound I, we actually read a book about ice cream and local book, the one and only Inuka. Then I got them to uh, do some art and craft. Okay, so for phonics beginning sound, if you need some materials or resources, you can always download our Alphabet and Me Club activities. Okay, so there was a period of time when I read up about Reggio Emilia pedagogy, and I really like it how it promotes them to be more creative in their work. So I set up this again, it's related to book for them. Like, can you make little fish home after we read this book? And this is done by Isaac. Back then, I think he was 3 years old. Yes, so I provide him with goggly eyes, Play-Doh, pipe cleaner, straws. Okay, and then he made this, so it was rather creative. And as you can see, it also encouraged him to color, learn how to color. And, and after reading this sad little fact, I got them to make facts. So can you make many facts? And then this is actually a shape activity, also creating their own shapes. So it is important to note that each child develop at their own pace and they have their own unique strengths and weaknesses. And each of them have their own set of talents and ability. So my advice and suggestion is to observe what are their talents, interests, and ability. And it is important to appreciate and nurture this talent rather than comparing whether my child can read, can already color neatly at this age. And it is important to adopt a growth mindset. So we focus on their effort, improvement, and the process of learning rather, oh, they can already read. Oh, they can already color. Oh, they already can cut. So, and during these processes, children bound to make mistakes. So encourage them. It's okay to make mistakes. Let's learn from it. The benefit of home learning is that you can create a positive environment at home and foster a love of learning for your child. So I believe that it's more important to foster a love of learning than pushing our children to be more advanced or comparing with other children who can read early or even write early. So would you be willing to spend some time with your children, create a positive learning environment at home by engaging in activities that promote curiosity, exploration, and enjoyment for learning? If yes, let's journey together. So I thank you for listening to this today, and I hope that this little sharing has been useful for you. So if you have any questions and inquiries, you can always drop me an email or uh, message me on the Instagram. And I'll see you again.